I'm hoping that I can offer a convincing argument that will compare contact improvisation dance with spiritual practice, maybe. And the idea that I'm trying to get across is that when we do contact dance or any movement, but there's some feedback that comes when we do partner movement, and that's a kinesthetic feedback to kinesthetic movement, and we have a way then to guide how we move in the environment based on our kinesthetic senses. Either just walking, when we take a step, we have feedback. Is it solid ground? Do I feel safe and landed here? Can I take the next step? And that entire understanding of how to use our bodies in the gravitational field of time and space that we have on this planet is pretty much learned in each lifetime. I'll say that. I know that's edgy. But in each time we come in and we have a body, an infant body that learns how to move, how its body can move, and where to find power, and how to align, and how to find strength and reach, and how to pull, and how to interact in a physical environment in this particular type of human body. So there's just a whole underlying platform there of body wisdom. And when we step too far for a step, immediately our body knows. It's like we get this instant feedback. We feel it's so fast. We feel unsafe, scared, we're falling, reactive. And so we know in that kind of moment that a big thing is happening. What happened? The thing I just did, later the thing I just did was unsupported, was unsustained, and I can do better. Hopefully, if I do that again, danger happens again. Whereas if I do a positive action, then my brain learns that pattern, and then the next time I can do that again. And we build up without consciously working at it at all. Our bodies and our wisdom in the cells, the bones, the muscles, all that has created us, all that is us, just take that journey. It's just sort of like built in. And so there's a really reliable measure that we have, or at least most of us built when we were learning to creep and crawl and walk and run and do other movements. And as we attempt to learn a new activity that's a little bit more challenging than something we've learned, there's a higher level of skill required, we re-enter that learning state. Like, what if I do this, what's the feedback? If I'm shooting for a basket from 20 feet away and I miss it by 5 feet, it's closer to me than the basket, then that's feedback. Oh, a little more effort. We understand all the physics in our bodies. We can try to analyze it with our brains, which can be helpful. But basically, momentum and gravity and inertia and resistance and all of that is imprinted, not even imprinted, it's developed. And that's a powerful it's a powerful body of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And it's my contention that on the spiritual level, with less tangible, less dense kind of feedback, that we're at a more it's a more subtle kind of feedback that can happen, more mental, more emotional, and rather than being guided, our organism guided by the laws of physics, we have the law of attraction, which is a vibrational law of how energy operates. And we are basically energy beings. We're vibrating. Every part of us is energetic and look pretty physical, just like other things, but really there's an energy blueprint or an energy field that we are creating, we are inside of, we are in control of, or operating within, or we are that field. And so the question is, how well do we understand the feedback that we get in that field? And where in movement we have solid surfaces and we have gravity and we have pressure and our cells and bones and muscles coordinate to find alignment and strength and ease and power. Our spiritual selves, it's easier because it's more subtle to not quite understand what works and what doesn't. And on top of that, we have a social, cultural structure that has taught us for years that what our real guidance is not, in fact, our real guidance. And so not only do we have guidance that we're ignoring or pushing away because we've been told that's a bad way to approach finding our way, but we also, it's just more subtle as well. So it's not as easy to really know something, or we don't really have the map as clearly defined in us as somehow our physical organism gets it. We are standing on something safe or not. Whereas we can get lost in is this the right thing or not? I don't know. I feel this way, but there's that. We get all kind of lost in the weeds. And I think a big part of that is because we aren't quite as clear and sure about what to be guided by. The point I'm going to make here, I think, that I want to try to get across is that, at least in my experience, realizing through movement and through contact improvisation dance specifically how to feel inside myself when I am grounded and strong and in the flow. Like, there's a body print, there's a vibrational level, there's a way that I know that, and I also know what isn't that. And I think that paying attention to how it happens physically for us can help us to begin to map how physically our spiritual guidance works and what is supporting us and what is not. And so that's my little spiel for this morning.